What is up, guys? It's your boy Chris bringing you guys another crypto analysis so that you guys can stop getting wrecked and actually start making money for once. Alright, so if you guys didn't tune in yesterday, I wanted to go ahead and talk about just what happened in the markets and what we talked about really quickly. So yesterday we talked about how we started to develop the shape that you're seeing right here, which is the formation of a falling wedge shape. That potentially meant that things could have started heading in the opposite direction, right? And in order for that to start happening, needed to go ahead and start bouncing around this shape right here, actually broken through, touched down and gone up again. And in order for things to start heading in the opposite direction, we needed to have full candle formations above the wedge shape, right? Yesterday when we had ahead and posted the video, we were around this area right here, right? I told you guys that if you guys had placed a trade up here when we broke through the descending triangle for the first time, or placed another trade up here, just to kind of wait and monitor where the pattern was going to go ahead and start to develop. I told you guys that right now we weren't really sure where things were going to go ahead and start heading. There was an equal chance that things could have been heading in the opposite direction, right? We could have either gone up or we either could have gone down. But I told you guys that if we actually were to be trading around this area right here, that there is a much higher chance that things were going to go ahead and continue to go in the down direction. And would you look at that? If we look at kind of what happened yesterday, we went ahead and broke through the support and resistance lines right here around the 3900 mark, and we were just kind of bouncing around this area, but we've managed to stay here, right? We have not been able to go ahead and touch it again and break through it and go in the opposite direction. So my technical analysis is saying that things are just going to go ahead and continue to drop. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for positions. So I'm waiting for us to go ahead and break through this low right here and get into my trade somewhere around this area, so when things drop to 3K we can make some massive profits. Today not a lot of has really happened. We were just kind of bouncing around this area. This has been the trickiest support and resistance line to actually break through. We've just kind of been bouncing around the 3700 mark. We'll touch it and go up and go down and go up and go down, but as we see here, we're starting to see that these candle shapes are starting to develop underneath the line. That's a good sign that things are going to go ahead and continue to go in the down direction, and we're not actually going to see this shape go into fruition. And just to kind of confirm so that you guys don't only look at the 4-hour chart, I wanted to go ahead and actually zoom out so that you guys can see the same thing, right? If we go ahead and grab this chart right here and go over to the daily, right, things tend to look like they're going to go ahead and continue to go down, and the same thing when we go over to the weekly. When we go over to the weekly, we see that we have this huge red candle, a tiny green one, and another huge red one. So right now, just kind of stay calm, be patient, and go ahead and place those trades. If you actually had placed trades here or up here and let it go down and touch to this area, and if you were managed to pull money out right here when we actually touched 3600 for a bit, you guys could have been making anywhere between $1,800 if you had dropped the standard to $18 if you did 0.01 lot size. So I also wanted to go ahead and talk about other cryptocurrencies because there's a lot of really great opportunities starting to develop. So I wanted you guys to be aware of that and to go ahead and start looking at the markets. So let's go ahead and switch over to Litecoin to kind of see what's going on and what opportunities you're looking for. So as we go into Litecoin, we're going to go ahead and zoom out to the weekly chart, okay? And if you look at the weekly chart, we've kind of already gone below these areas right here, which were just the strongest support that Litecoin really had. So I want you guys to go ahead and mark up these two charts right here, these support and resistance lines. And these are really easy. You're going to set this one at 24.5 and then this one at 19, right? And if we actually manage to go ahead and break through this right here, there isn't really anything there that we can kind of use as support. So if we manage to break through both of them, there's a really high chance that things are going to go drop down. The closest thing that we see to support would be this area right here, and that's around the $4 or $5 mark, right? So right now we're at 28. So really juicy opportunities. Keep your eye for things, and if you go ahead and see that things drop down below these, and we might bounce around this area for a little, but if you start seeing that things start going in the opposite direction, go ahead and get in the trade. Don't be scared. It's a great opportunity, and the ones that actually take the effort and take that risk will be rewarded in the end. I also wanted to go ahead and go over to Ethereum because we were starting to see a lot of really similar patterns and a lot of similar opportunities. Again, we're going to go ahead and be in Ethereum in the weekly chart. So I want you guys to go ahead and mark up these support and resistance lines really quickly before I go ahead and tell you guys what's going on, right? So those support and resistance lines, we're going to start off with the top one right here. It's going to be set at 138. Then we're going to go ahead and go down to 95, then 80, then 60, then 42, then 15. All right. And if we continue to look at the pattern, we start seeing similar things to Ethereum, right? I mean Litecoin, I'm sorry. So we were around this area right here. We broke through, but actually we started to go ahead and break down to these new lows, right? We managed to go ahead and break through this support and resistance line, and it's looking like things are going to go ahead and continue to go down. I'd start monitoring the markets and kind of look to place a trade around here. If we break through, we'll be trading around this area right here. So I'll just go ahead and place a trade, let it touch down here, and then pull out, right? And then just kind of see what happens with this support and resistance line right here. And if we break through to that one, just place a trade up here and then let it drop down all the way here, right? You know, right now for Ethereum, I don't really see much of a marketplace for it. You know, the whole thing about Ethereum was that you could only mine it with GPUs, but as we all know, there's ASIC miners and they actually crack the algorithm. So it's just like, why would you buy Ethereum when you can just buy Bitcoin? You feel me? Would you go get $1 burger from McDonald's if In-N-Out was right there and they cost the same amount of money? No. So why use Ethereum? So that's been the technical analysis for the day. Go ahead and continue to watch the videos I'm going to be posting every day. Make sure that you go ahead and do your own research. You know, this is not trading advice. This is just so you get another perspective. Do your own technical analysis. Learn from other people. You want to increase the chances as much as possible. So you want to look at things from a different point of view. So do your research and remember to use proper risk management. Don't continue to get wrecked, guys, right? We're here to make money. We're here to invest, not to go ahead and gamble. So just make sure that you're safe. Have a great day, and thank you for watching the video today.